I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right.
Bring in the ex-military man, the man of the hour. All right. Well, there's some people in here that don't know you, so let's go ahead and introduce yourself to the lovely people.
Well, I am xMilitaryman. I'm an explosive detection K9 handler by day, streamer by night. I've been streaming just a little over a year and a half. I'm an Air Force veteran of 8 years. Got out in 2014, served 8 years total, and yeah, now I'm streaming part-time and K9 full-time. And I help out everybody. Yeah, I just got back from Vegas.
All right. And how was your... You got... What's his name? The little puppy?
Chevron.
I call it Chevron. How is he with the trips?
I mean, it's always everybody always wants to talk to pet the dog all the time, so there is that.
When you're trying to take a piss is usually when it happens.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And so, how long have you been a explosives K9 handler? You said.
I've been a K9 handler since 2010.
2010, so 13 years now.
Yeah.
And how long have you been streaming for?
A year and a half total.
So almost 2 years. And how'd you get started with streaming?
Me and a couple of buddies were playing Call of Duty one day. The things that we were always saying we thought were funny. I thought it would be good content to kind of put out there. Kind of got motivated by like Josh Dubb and all them, like their little group of people. And I thought it would be good to get I don't know, our interactions were always really natural. The funny things we said, I thought it would be good to like post. And yeah, it turned out that just didn't end up working out. I totally went a whole different direction with it. And that's where I'm at now. I mean, a year and a half later, I'm where I'm at now, playing multi-streaming different games and helping people out on their Twitch streams. And that's what I do currently. And collaborating a lot.
I've seen you do a lot of collabs since I started following you.
Yeah, at least over 15 now, I think.
So, chat, for you that don't know, I actually met Millie because he was my very first raid, and he actually helped me get my channel started. So, if you guys have any questions for him, definitely give him a follow. We're gonna be doing like a question and answer thing at a little bit through here as well. For anyone that has questions about streaming, what's a collab? It's gosh. And how do you do it? So Lips wants to know what a collab is and how you do it.
A collab is when a streamer or another person reaches out to you to work with you, and you do it by communicating with them what days you want to actually stream together or make content together, and that's what a collab is. Let's see.
And you two did one, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I've done 2 or 3 with Lipsy so far. I think when I first started, I don't think I was good with the advertising yet. I don't think I had that down. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've done that at least twice. Oh, let's go, official dev man. Let's hear it. The suspense is killing me right now. And what do they do if they flake on you? How do you keep the person motivated to want to work with you? I mean, honestly, that's why I have like multiple things lined up. A lot of times I don't really care if anybody flakes on me. Personally, I don't care, because if you're proactive and you're constantly trying to work towards goals and get ahead in the game, you already have a backup plan. Personally, that's what you've got to do. Mm-hmm. What got me into streaming? I wanted to try to see if I could make money doing things that I thought were somewhat easy. So, and I'm not saying that streaming is easy. Initially, that was my first thought, was that streaming was easy and that all I can do is just turn on the go live button and it was just going to be an easy thing, and people were just going to pay me tons of money just to sit there and do, stream for them without actually putting any effort into it. So it was definitely a wake up call for me, and I think that's why I help out new streamers with all the reality check of streaming or even content creation in general. There is a real wake up call for what you need to actually do to become a decent streamer, at least somebody that has their crap together, if that makes sense. Lipsy, thank you.
Found out otherwise real quick, and I think that's something everybody does, is that they find out how much is actually involved in it, because they own, new streamers especially, they only see when you click that live button. They don't see everything you do in the background or how you got to where you are.
Correct. No, I mean, everything looks nice. I mean, everything looks like it. I mean, everything runs smoothly during stream. So obviously all the stuff that's on there looks really nice and detailed, but it took me like the amount of things I've had to do in terms of changes, just like on the look I want, in terms of what type of logo I wanted and what type of colors I want, even just going to the full detail of like what the world's favorite color is and using that as my logo. My old logo used to be green. I actually have a challenge coin too. My old logo used to be green, and turns out green is not like, I mean, this is just, again, personal preference, right? Turns out green is not actually like a color most people would want to wear. Blue is more of a color people would want to wear. So this is like my old challenge coin. This is my old logo. And I changed it out because I felt like blue was a better suited color, and most people in the world like blue more.
Yep. Well, I think it also looks a lot cleaner, because I saw a picture of your old logo compared to now. Yes, purple does seem like it's one of the most popular colors.
Purple's up there, but
Yep.
I went with blue because it's my favorite color anyway. So, right.
When you first started, did you do all your own overlays, or how did you get all of that started?
So when I first got into streaming, I immediately got recruited by Regiment. They provided me with panels, so it was a very basic like about me panel, like social panel. They had a very generic look, but like everyone in Regiment has the exact same panels, and I was basically, I mean, you have to stand out amongst your peers, right? I mean, this is all healthy competition. I tell everybody that when you're streaming, it's all healthy competition. If we're streaming the exact same thing, it's healthy competition, but what's going to make me stand out over you? Right. And that's what I'm always looking towards whenever I'm comparing myself to someone. What am I going to do that's going to sit there and actually make me stand out over you? And that's what I try to do, to sit there and actually, like, when I'm working on myself and working on my panels and having Sparkle, because you guys know that Sparkle Cat does my graphics, having him change all that stuff to actually fit what I'm trying to get across. That's what I do to sit there and improve.
When I started, that was one of the things that you had told me was, like, you and I could be streaming the same game, and when people are looking at your channel, they're looking at your overlays, your about tab, what makes you stand out compared to everybody else to make everybody come to you over them. And that's why I've mixed mine up so much.
Changing them constantly. I mean, I think Lipsy changes hers every 2 weeks, her panels out. I mean, I like my panels, so I'm not changing them out every week, for every holiday or for everything. But I mean, honestly, it definitely is something I should probably even consider changing it out every 6 months or every 4 months or something like that. And so, but it's good to give a refresher to your followers as well as new potential followers as well. So, all that stuff is something you should consider when you're first streaming.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I've seen people even just add Christmas lights or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that works too. I mean, anything really helps.
Yep, that's actually how I found the spider webs for October.
Oh yeah,
because I went to another channel. It was October 1st, and I saw they had spider webs in the corners. It was the same overlays, but they added cobwebs to their overlays. So I was like, you know what? And I actually went through and redid all of mine. But I mean, not everybody wants to do all of that.
It's a lot of work. And I mean, and that's where you did what do you want to dedicate time to? And that's when you do time management. That's a very important thing when you're streaming as well. what you want to delegate to other people and what you want to do yourself. You know, I have 3 kids, you know, I have a family, so obviously I can't just sit there and always do all these things. So I outsource, and that's a very, very big thing for me. I have to outsource or else I lose time with them.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long into your content journey did you start outsourcing? Was that something that you started doing early on, or?
You know, it's funny. I was actually had a conversation today with 2 guys that I met at a birthday party. I had a follower that was he really loved my content,
Mm-hmm.
and so he started doing things for free when it came to my videos. So that was a really easy thing to start off because I wasn't making a ton of money because obviously when I spend 4 grand on like a whole setup, you know, I'm trying to make up that money. So I told him like after I pay this thing off, I'll start paying you once I get this paid off first. I was like, I can't pay you until this is paid off. I just can't
Right.
do any of that. And he's like, oh, I'm willing to do it for free. You know, and that's one thing that, you know, as a streamer, when you're starting off, those little things that happen when you get to meet other people that want to start a portfolio for doing videos and things like that, you know, starting brand new to video editing, you know, that's a good way to sit there and segue into getting people to help you out with things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 2. What got you motivated in becoming a Twitch affiliate? Honestly, I'm at this point, Hitman, I'm looking at partner. I'm trying to, that's where my step is. When I really look back at it, affiliate is really easy to get. Had I done things differently, if I know what I know now, Twitch affiliate's really nothing in my opinion, personally. And once you get to the point where I'm at right now, you'll understand that like getting affiliate, anybody can get pretty quickly. And now my focus is on partner. My focus is on sponsorships. My focus is on a lot of other things, working with other content creators as well, and going through those motions to sit there and actually like boost my stream and my content forward. And that's what I'm looking at right now. Looking at it as a whole, my content is really what I'm focusing on the most. Twitch is just a segue because essentially, Dev, you have to eventually get to a 70-20-10 split. And what I mean by that is 70% of your earnings have to come from, at least the way I've been told and the way a lot of people have told me that are a lot bigger than I am, 70% of your earnings come from sponsorships, 20% of it comes from Twitch streaming, and 10% of it comes from merchandise. And that's basically what my focus is on right now. My focus is on sponsorships, but specific sponsorships that fit obviously my followers. I'm not going to do like, you know, Raid Legends or all those. I'm not a NASCAR driver, so I'm not just trying to get anybody to sponsor me. I'm trying to pick specific people that actually fit like what I'm about. Like Death Wish Coffee, you know what I mean? We just got a video done with Death Wish Coffee just recently, and finally got approved. It's been a whole year in the making, you know, but it takes such a long time to actually like seal the deal and get everything finalized. And you know, it's great because I had shown Saxty the video, the emails that they sent back to me about the video and stuff like that, that they're really happy with it. They just needed her to change the logo out. And that got approved, but it's still getting to the point of them giving me my code, I mean, they still send me free coffee, which is great. And I love that. But it's like, I want to be able to give back to my community as well. So I'm trying to get to that point. And that's where, that's my next big step, if that makes sense. And then see, it's a lot of work, but people that matter in your community notice that things like you, Millie, and Shaky, and many others, camaraderie is really big, especially with streaming. Yeah. You can't do this by yourself. It's just not possible. I mean, you can, but it's like you're working twice as hard.
Mm-hmm. Especially in the beginning, like you don't know where to go. And I feel like having people like you helping them, or like Lipsy, or how she helps other streamers, being able to have somebody to show you where to take your stream is a big impact.
Well, I mean, really, I'm just kind of taking out a lot of the hardship, the parts that really can demotivate you from streaming. I'm kind of like, but the thing is, like, even when you give people this information and say, hey, this is a shortcut to kind of quickly get you from point A to point at least G, you know what I mean? A lot of times I would say, even Lipsy knows this, 80% of the people I talk to won't do what I tell them to do, and they'll just do it the hard way. do it the way they think is best. And I'm not saying that, I mean, there's multiple ways to do this, but a lot of times they don't do the first steps, the initial steps, like just, you know, they want to sit there and make a Discord before their actual page is done. You know what I mean? Like they want to sit there and do all these dumb things that they don't need to worry about when they have 20 followers and they're trying to make a Discord. I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? First of all, your page isn't even done. You have nothing in your About Me section. You have, you know, everybody else has your name. You know what I mean? Like even just your name. I mean, what got you to change your name? I know I told you Got Your Six is a terrible, I mean, and it's not to be mean. I'm just being honest with you. Got Your Six is not going to sit there and be something you can market. You have to market your name.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to. If you go and search right now, and I always tell this too with everybody else, if you sit there and you search my name, if you search Lipsy's name, you're going to find Lipsy the Unicorn everywhere. You're going to find xMilitaryman, all my pages, my images, my videos everywhere. You know what I mean? You're not going to, it's not going to be multiple xMilitaryman. It's not going to be xMilitaryman 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? It's just going to be me everywhere. You know what I mean? And that's, you have to own your own, you have to own your digital footprint. And that's the most important part about everything. Like that, your digital footprint is everything. And Lipsy literally is one of those people that knows the same thing. She's not Lipsy the Unicorn 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? She's Lipsy the Unicorn. And you could type that name in on search bar, and guess what? Her name's all, her thing pulls up. All that stuff is all pulled up, and all her crap, everything, all her content's all there.
And that was one of the big things that when you told me about my name.
39 Ninja, yeah.
Yep.
Breaksaw, what's going on, buddy?
And I remember that you're like, search your name real quick, and I did a Google search, and the first thing that popped up was Five Finger Death Punch, and I'm like, there's no, you're never gonna compete with them. I mean,
you're not gonna. They're a band. You're not gonna compete with a band.
Yeah.
Got Your Six is on one of their songs or something like that. I think is what. I'm like, you're competing with that. I'm like, that's literally no one's gonna sit there and find their discoverability is so hard. You're going against the grain. You know, even with Ninja, I told Ninja the same thing. I said, dude, Ninja, there's our 339 Ninja. I said, literally, there's already a Ninja that has your name, and he makes millions of dollars. You are competing with this man, and you're not going to win. You're never going to win. It's like, it is literally impossible.
Yep.
It's impossible.
Well, and that's what originally when I chose my gamer tag, because that's what I based my Twitch off of, was my my gamer tag. So when I originally made that name, it was before Five Finger Death Punch came out with their song. And then I never thought of, hey, I should change that now. But I've definitely have seen a lot of growth in it since switching. At first, it did take a hit. I mean, changing your name is always going to take a hit, especially if you don't promote it as well as, because hard. That's one of the things I did. I did not promote it very well.
Right.
But now that everyone is recognizing the name, the numbers have started increasing even more than what it was before I switched.
Correct. And actually your numbers are much higher now. I mean, you were so low before. I mean, not so low, but I mean, you were doing decent, but really to get yourself out there. Like I said, even if you go to your discoverability page on your Twitch profile, because there's a discoverability page on there, you know, what you get from Google searches, what you get from, it gives you your analytics for what you're getting, you know, where you're getting noticed from Twitter, where you're getting noticed from Instagram, if people are actually going from your Instagram account to your actual Twitch page. It shows you discoverability and how that works. I was like, and for me, like I get like, it's small percentages, but it all adds up. And Google search is one way people actually find me, and it makes it easier for me.
Good to have and be an asset to each other. Yes. And so I've heard you and Lipsy both say about like using there's like enemies and allies, and a lot of streamers will actually look at other, like especially like self-promoting or talking about their channel or anything like that in their chat. They look at it as like competition, and they look at other people coming in and talking about the channel as enemies. But you and Lipsy and a lot of others, I've noticed also they have that ally aspect. And so what's your view on that?
Well, with me, I don't care if you like, the way I see it is our people are going to filter in to where they're going to go to. So like at some point, someone's going to get tired of my content and they're going to want to go somewhere else. And that's just the reality of Twitch. That's just with anything. You know, there is going to be somebody better than what I do. They're going to do something better. and they're going to filter out to that person. To me, if I give you a good experience and I entertain you, and it's a good, you always remember me. And like, honestly, like, you're competing with so many new people that are coming out. A lot of them quit within the first year. And one thing I've always told everybody is I just have to wait you out. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, you'll be back. Most of those people that will sit there and they'll leave, they'll come back because that new streamer they found, realized that the amount of work is just so much. I just have to wait them out. I mean, a lot of my guys have come back to me. A lot of, like, you know what I mean? It's just everybody felt, but, and even so, everybody has a different taste. Everybody, wants to see your butt on your freaking Discord. You know what I mean? Like, that, there might be people that want to do that. You know what I mean? And that's something they might prefer over me not showing anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the person, and they're going to go to wherever they want. I'm not threatened by anybody. I'm not threatened by them telling me they're a streamer, because they're brand new. They're maybe 2 months into it, and they're probably not going to last the year. And I'm just being honest. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to last. It's 90% of them all quit. Right. All of them quit.
And I see Face Snipes. Me, I want to stream because I can stream all the time, but I only get 1% at max. So that's why I don't even try anymore.
Well, I mean, just to let you know, a lot of times it's really looking at the aesthetics of everything. Like I told him when he first got on, even if me and him are the exact same person, all the way through, and we're both playing the same game, we're both playing Call of Duty, but then you sit there and you go to my page and you see that my page is completely done up, and then you see HyskiSix's page and it just looks like sad. You know what I mean? You're going to prefer one over the other. You're going to see how much effort I put into mine, and then if he has nothing on his page and he's not doing anything, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of shows that one person's really trying to put forth that effort over one person that's not. And that's kind of how, like, again, it's really changing who you are, changing your name. Again, like your Phase Snipes 1317. You know what I mean? Like, there's other people, I'm sure, with that name. You know what I mean? There's other people that have, Face. I'm assuming that there's an actual person named Phase Snipes, I'm assuming. But I mean, you're competing with Phase. You're putting your name against, that specific person already that has that name. You know what I mean? And then you're 1317. You're adding numbers to your name, which makes it even, you're not really as discoverable.
Breaksaw, when you search my name, it's the first thing that comes up. Yep. He got lucky with that. That is a very distinct name.
I was going to say, you did get lucky with that, Breaksaw.
I still help Six because he takes shit to heart and takes the info and uses it to the max. Thank you, Lipsy. She's a proud daddy. Even my Zedge account. Zedge is actually very useful because they have free alerts and stuff. Instead of using like Blurp and all of that, I actually started taking downloads because you can download Zedge clips, and I started putting that attached to my overlays now. So then, like Blurp, now they have a thing. It used to just do the sound alert. Now they put a whole message below every redeem now. So I started doing audio clips off of Zedge and putting them into my Firebot, so that cuts it out.
Yeah. And then even Face Nice, bro. I mean, do you even have that name throughout all your socials? Because, like, I even tell people, make sure that your name, you can actually transfer between each and every one of your socials. You need to own all the social medias for that specific name, and you need to be the original name. So if you're the original Face Snipe, you know what I mean? You need to have that for Instagram. You need to have that for Twitter. It needs to be all the same across the board. No numbers. There's no point adding numbers unless it actually is going to be incorporated into your logo. And again, your logo needs to be something that, there's only certain people who can get away with certain things. Like, obviously, Lipsy can get away with the fact that she can advertise herself. You know what I mean? Because, that's just one thing she's able to do. Just she's that's a different form of streaming. But there's not a lot of other people that can do that. You know what I mean? That's a different type of streamer. You like the X, you know what I mean? Like the X that you guys get on all my shirts, on all my logos and everything like that. That's what I advertise as my main logo. So that's like that's plastered everywhere. And then I did the canine paw because I'm a canine handler, with the American flag thing. I did all that specifically for my logo, for what matches me specifically. But how are you going to advertise Face Snipes essentially even if you own the original thing? how are you going to advertise face snipes? How are you going to turn that into a logo? How are you going to turn that into a thing? It's just going to be really difficult. You're going to have to figure out how to do that.
Yep.
You have to think merchandise. You have to think of what your people are gonna buy, what they're gonna wear on you. Nobody's gonna want to wear your face unless you're like Lipsy or something like that. Like no one's gonna want to wear your face. You know, I mean, if you have just a picture of your face on your main profile, no one wants to wear that, dude. Like no one does. You know what I mean? Unless you're a really good looking dude or a really good looking girl. I mean that's just being realistic. Unless you look like Sloth from freaking what is it? Sloth from
So the sloth from the Ice Age.
yeah, from Ice Age. I mean, hey, you might get lucky if you have like one of those kind of faces. You know what I mean? Like you might get lucky, and they might want to wear that. But I mean, like again, you know what I mean? Like you have to have a logo. You have to have some form of merchandise that it'll transfer over. So I like how everybody's like remembering what I'm knowing what I'm trying to talk about.
Sax is like, I would wear Sid the Sloth. No, and that's what I've like. You have to find your own touch to things. Like you, Lipsy, Psy, like all of you have your own little like
Thank you, OG.
part of like something that stands out to yourself. Because the way that she told me was there, you can be a streamer and a content creator, or you can be an entertainer, and
Yeah,
that's where she said that that's where she focuses herself as an entertainer. So she doesn't worry about what game she's playing or anything like that because she's able to entertain people when they come to see her. They're not coming to see what game she plays.
correct. Which I
But
agree with.
yeah, and especially when you're established, I mean, you don't really have to worry about the games as much. Now, like when you're newer, I mean, you kind of have to say like where are you gonna show on recommended.
Right, and then what the other thing that I think that a lot of newer streamers struggle with when you're brand new and you're playing games from like 10 years ago, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. And I tell people this all the time: you're really trying to stand out, and unless you're really good at the game, a lot of people sit there and they ignore chat. You have 10 seconds, 10 seconds to respond to people in your chat. 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. 90% of the time, if you don't respond within 10 seconds, they're gone. You could have lost a potential follower. You could have lost someone that, that really could have stayed in your community for a long time. But 10 seconds, I want to say is the recommended time. You could Google search it. I'm pretty sure that it's on Google. But 10 seconds is how long you have to keep that viewer and turn them into a follower. Is 10 seconds.
And
And it is a long 10 seconds. And you have to also count in for delay.
Yep.
You have to also count in for the fact that you might be doing in gameplay. But honestly, most of you guys aren't going to be better than some of the like guys that play Call of Duty drive me crazy because, they really want their gameplay to stand out. But then I'll go in and play with them and I'll whoop on them. And I'm not talking about Hysky, but we're talking about that. I'm talking about there are other people that are streamers that where I've done 1v1s before and I work them. But they're so focused, they won't talk to chat for 5 minutes. And they are not better than I am in Call of Duty. And they should never, ever be ignoring chat if they are not better than me.
Yep. And that's what is kind of how I gauge people when I go in. I've dropped in and into someone's channel under a recommended list, hit the follow button, and 5 minutes later they still haven't acknowledged that I followed them.
Yeah, that's unsad. I honestly you're gonna lose followers that way.
Yep. It's like
Hey, Breaksaw. I'm just gonna say right now, somebody. I'm gonna bring it up, Hysky. I have to. Somebody thought this old man couldn't work him on Call of Duty. I hadn't played Call of Duty in so long, so I came out of retirement just to 1v1 this person. I'm not gonna say any names, but it rhymes with HyskiSix. And someone got worked.
pretty much happened with a person I tried to raid yesterday. His people he was playing with just also sounded toxic. Yes, that's the thing too. Is I've seen, you come in and they're just raging at their mic the entire time. Like you don't want to sit there and just listen to somebody yell. Like people come to Twitch to when they're bored, they're trying to relax, and they're looking for something to watch while they're doing that. and they don't want to sit there and watch you just yelling at somebody for 5-10 minutes and ignore everybody else that's sitting there trying to message you.
Yeah.
I mean, you said about delay. Like usually, I mean, if you have a good stream, then
Yeah.
you have faster and everything. Usually, it's about a 5 second delay. So you have normally about 5 seconds after that delay to respond. Then, if you're a newer streamer, then you may want to even look at that because you could be a 10-12 second delay.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're really at a disadvantage if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know, normally everybody that comes into my channel, the second I hear the follow notification go off, I try to sit there and talk to them as quickly as I can.
Mm-hmm. And that was one of the things that caught me off guard when I actually first came into your channel. When we
Yeah.
raided out, and it was me, Breaksaw, and
Breaksaw
Rope Bunny.
yeah, Rogue Bunny, that's right, or Rope Bunny, that's right.
And the first thing you did, I think you were actually in the middle of a game when I raided you.
Yep.
And you, like, pretty much cut everything you were doing. You were playing Tarkov. You, like, cut pretty much everything you were doing, acknowledged the raid and everything, and then you were sitting there building your gun, and you're like, okay. And you, like, put that, like, change your whole scene and everything, and just started interacting with chat the whole time.
Yeah, I changed my scene to, like, you know, normally, especially when I remember to do it, because sometimes I forget. I'll change my scene. I'll you know, tell you how thankful I am, and then continue back on. But I mean, that's what I'm willing to do over someone who's, you know, in the middle of a COD game that doesn't matter, and they're not good, and they end up ignoring chat for an hour. So, you know, you're competing with people like that.
And the bear sniper, we weren't doing snipers. He was running a Finnick. Snipers, I could probably whoop his ass 10 ways to Sunday if it was a sniper.
First of all, that wasn't even the current build, like actual meta build anymore. That was like the old build from like when I left Modern Warfare 2. Yep. So I still worked with the old meta essentially.
No, that Finnick, they never really nerfed it. It's always been meta since they created that gun. Or use derogatory terms or be disrespectful to people such as red flags to get out of there fast. Yep, and that's one of the things I've noticed with Millie. He tries, especially because he has his kids there, and you've told me this before too, is that you try and keep your language down to a minimum. I don't think I've really heard another streamer say crap as much as Millie.
I say crap a lot. Well, I mean, that's like, you know, again, like, I mean, there's been like, I think I've like maybe cursed on stream like maybe 2 or 3 times. And honestly, it was probably, I feel like Little Nightmares got me to sit there and say a few words that I was not happy about. Like, I don't know, maybe Fortnite a couple times too. But I try not to do it on stream, you know, because I mean, it also lessens the amount of viewers you have too, because you could have younger viewers on there that, you know, can't, you know, listen to all that. So I try to, you know, and my kids watch me too, so it doesn't help.
Right. That's what my kids are only 3, almost 4, and then my son will be 2 here in a couple weeks. So I haven't really had to worry about them watching me.
Yeah.
But I mean, how old are your kids?
10, 8, 4.
10, 8, and 4. So I mean, when you got a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old watching you, you definitely try and cut back on that.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions though? I do want to know if anybody has any questions for me.
That's what I was looking through. What is your opinion on an 18+ channel?
What is my opinion on 18+ channel?
Yeah.
I mean, most of the games, like even if you play Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you have to label your channel as 18+. That's just, honestly, it's just a standard. I mean, that's just something you have to do regardless. I mean, it depends on, okay, Breaksaw, when it comes to making 2 different TikToks, it really depends on what you're trying to present your followers. And honestly, it really should just branch off and be 2 separate types of things. So if you're going to do gaming for one and like a hobby or a job for another, that's fine.
Do you have a what balancing work, streaming, and family?
Do I have an issue, or is it hard to balance all those things? Yes, it is, Ninja. Obviously, you guys know I'm a explosive detection canine handler, and I do have a family. and I stream a lot. When I first started, that's all I did. I I um I wanted to sit there and make a really big impression, especially for sponsorships. I was very sponsorship oriented, so I wanted my hours and all my stuff to look good on paper. So I didn't really care. It sucked because like I took a lot of time and put so much time into streaming. But on paper, it looked really good because my numbers and my followers were like at a like crazy like incline. So I put my family through something that I probably shouldn't have, if that makes sense. And I didn't necessarily have to do that. But when you're trying, if you're not looking at sponsorships and if you're not looking ahead in that sense, what are you doing? Twitch is not going to be able to supplement income realistically. You know, again, like I said, it's really you should only be barely like it should only be like 30% of your income. Your sponsorships are going to be what actually are going to be your bread and butter, especially when you start to get bigger, especially when you get to a point where you're a partnered streamer and you're a lot bigger. So honestly, I really feel like that should be what everyone's goal should be like looking towards is honestly breaking that everyday stream and not actually having any goals to go to. You have to have goals and you need to know what steps you're going to make. That's why when like Heisky came to me and was like, well, I'm kind of hitting a lull. What do I do? And I said, well, and what did I tell you to do once that happened? I said, what do you need? What do you think you need to change? And I told you, I said, you need to sit there and start advertising yourself better. Try to get more interviews. Start to try to sit there, either be an interviewee or be an interviewer. I'm like, and kind of get other streamers into you and do more collaborations. I mean, I think I said, do 1 interview per month and 2 collaborations per month, I think is what it was.
Yep.
I gave you a number to start off at, and then kind of increase that as time goes on to bring other communities together. And that way, you never know, like you might be able to build something, create really good content with that person you collab with, and it can be an everyday occurrence. You might be able to get a really popular video off of it, good clip. You know what I mean? Me and Lonely, Lonely, when we were playing Tarkov together, we got 16,000 views on one clip. And that was just like, I mean, we streamed, like, no, I streamed with them and he was just playing with me. But I mean, that was my biggest clip I got. That was my biggest viewed clip I have. So, I mean, like, you never know what collaboration you're going to get that'll actually help you boost yourself. And it's good to just try out different people. And I set up things all the time. Matter of fact, after this, I have a local interview that I have coming up that's out here in Rockwall that I talked to someone just recently about, actually like 2 days ago or yesterday about. A guy in Rockwall was like where I live is asking for people to sit there and interview, like to do collaborations with. And then another person in our community is starting to interview people, and she asked me if she can interview me.
And that's what I mean. Being in Texas, it's nice as well for you because I feel like there's a lot more available, like compared to out where I live, where I'm in a very rural area of Pennsylvania. They don't really have anything to outside of like for streaming that's local. Where I mean, you're in a very high populated area where they actually host events and stuff throughout the year. That is a nice thing in your area to have.
Right. And I also think that too, if you're like most games are 4-player games, right? Mm-hmm. You play with the same person all the time or the same 4 people all the time. You're not going to get any growth that way. You have to branch out. You have to start getting other people. That's the only way you're going to really get good growth. And again, collaborations are one of the biggest things I'm talking about. But you know, when me and Love Kit, because Love Kit came to me and she'd asked me, hey, what are you doing differently? Why am I having problems with growing? And honestly, was doing everything right, essentially. The one thing I told her that she needed to stop doing is playing with the same 4 people every single week. And some of those people were a little toxic. And I said, you got to talk to these people because they're actually hurting you. It was a hard watch. Like I told her, I said, it was hard to watch your stream. You were great. But then like the people are so used to you every single day. You start to play with like your brother and sister. So then there's a lot of bickering and there's a lot of like little fights here and there, and a lot of like little comments and things like that. You know what I mean? And honestly, it becomes one of those like a nuisance thing to do, like a nuisance thing to play with. And you don't want that for your stream. What do I think you should improve? You know what's actually interesting? I actually looked at your page the other day. Your page, improve your page. Have all your links. You could put every single link. You need to have a TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You need to be posting on YouTube Shorts. They need to be under a minute long for them to be YouTube Short. They need to be, I think they need to be 58 seconds because they add a second to the end. So it needs to be literally 59 seconds. You need to be posting on YouTube Shorts. And that means funny clips that you have that you experience with, like, get a clip, post it on there, post it on TikTok. TikTok, that one you can kind of bring up to 2 minutes. That one doesn't matter. As long as it's under like around the 2 minute mark, you're good with TikTok. But Twitter needs to be your advertising. So you need to sit there and advertise your streams on there. You need to advertise what you're doing and kind of like vocalize to your followers what you're doing and vocalize to, I guess, other streamers, kind of like the things that you're doing as well. And Instagram is the background to everything you're doing. So that means the behind the scenes. So if I buy a new statue next week and I'm going to show it off to all you guys, I'm going to be taking pictures of it, showing you the behind the scenes of what I'm doing. And or even just advertising, like me advertising mine and Hyski's stream today. I'm gonna post. So again, what I do above and beyond most other people is, typically I get an advertisement going and advertising the day I'm gonna be streaming with this person or getting interviewed by this person, and I let everyone know what I'm doing. So then when I sit there and I go to a sponsor where I will like, hey, I want you to sponsor me. They go to I give them my Instagram, I give them my socials, I give them my website. They go and they click on everything on there and they see I'm being interviewed by 15 or 20 people all within the last year. They're going to sit there and start to think, well, wow, this guy might be someone we need to sit there and talk to because he looks important. It's not about whether I am important or not. It's how I'm being presented. If I look important, they're more willing to sit there and care about what I have to say and might be more willing to sit there and work with me. That's just the way it is. You have to actually give the image like you are bigger than what you are. If you don't use Instagram, you're wrong. I mean, you can sit there and tell me, like, you can sit there and you don't want to sit there and do socials. You know what I mean? You want to sit there, you're going to sit there and you're just chopping off one of your legs. That's all you're doing. Just imagine you're just chopping off one of your legs and you're literally, you're at a disadvantage.
Let's see. Breaksaw asked, Millie, how do you recommend on growing more of your own thing? Like when I look at my views and visit the percentage high of people are more like 3 communities I'm a part of and not as much of my own.
I'd have to give so one thing I do that a lot of other people don't do is I actually do one-on-one talks. Like ask Icy. Anytime Icy says, hey, I want to talk to you about getting this done. I want to talk to you about what I need to do next. I take time out of my day to sit there and talk to every single one of you guys. You could ask freaking Ninja. You can ask Dizzy White. You can ask Hysky. I'll go over everything with you and I actually tell you what you need to improve on. Yeah. And then Ninja, I took that time to talk to you and tell you what needed to improve. Oh, gee, yeah, dude, I got you, man. Again, you just have to hit me up and let me know. Now, obviously, I have to schedule it because I don't always, I'm a busy person as well. I've been at work I think I was at work with Ninja when he called me, and I was literally at work telling him what he needed to improve while I'm at work doing my job. You know what I mean? I take time. Like, I will always take time to sit there and try to help you guys out.
Mm-hmm. And OG asks if would Discord help me as a new streamer?
So in the beginning, you need to worry about your page. You need to worry about like talking to your viewers. If you're not talking to your viewers within 10 seconds, OG, you're gonna struggle. There's no point in having a Discord if you have no one to go to. So honestly, you need to worry about your page. Discord is like something you worry about when you start to get like 100, at least 100 plus followers. Why would you focus on something that you don't even have? You don't have anybody that's actually following you or viewing you. Why are you going to have a Discord and immediately worry about that when your page is all jacked up? Page is jacked up. Who cares if you have a Discord? I'm not going to go join your Discord. I'm not. Matter of fact, there are a lot of people that have asked me to go to their Discord, and when their page is jacked up and they're not actually putting an effort into their stuff, I'm not going to join it. You sit there and you show me you can stream for a year and actually consistently do it and not always give excuses, because guess what? Love Kit has crap going on that she has that's sitting there. Like, she has family stuff that she has, but guess what? She streams and she sticks to her schedule. Even when crap's going on, she streams and she sticks to her schedule. I have crap that's going on. I work all the time, but guess what? I always prioritize you guys. I always prioritize my streams, and I will let you know if I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. And it's never because like, oh, I'm just not feeling it. I don't ever like the stressors of streaming to me aren't as stressful as my own job. My job, I look for explosives for a living, and to me, streaming is easy. Streaming is easy. Like I could come up with 1,000,001 excuses, but when you look at my stats, when I stream for 325 days out of the year, you can't tell me that there's not crap going on. You can't tell me like I've had, we had freaking my cousin passed away just recently, committed suicide, freaking Rag died in the same week. My grandmother passed away this last year. My aunt passed away this last year. You know what I mean? Like crap goes on. You know what I mean? Crap happens. But like when you're always folding every time something happens and you're disappearing for 3 or 4 months, you can't expect anybody to be back there and wait for you to get over whatever's going on in your life and then expect to have that same community back for you, because they're going to find someone that's more willing like me to sit there and push through it all and show you guys I can actually do that. And guess what? Again, all I have to do is wait you out until you give up. That's really what it comes down to. And these are like, I hate to be mean about it, but that's like the reality that's why I always tell people, be sure you want to actually stream, because the amount of effort that it actually takes to actually be a good streamer, it takes you having to push through situations that are really difficult, that, you might be going through crap in your life. You might be dealing with a lot of other stuff, but as long as you're consistently there and showing that you can sit there and push through it, your followers will be loyal to you. You won't have to worry about going to Vegas for 3 weeks like I did and then not have anybody to come back to.
Yep. And Ninja asked, okay, so who cares if there's a person in there who cares if there's a person in there? That's a good thing, isn't it? So like, I think that was in reference to like people from other communities coming in or having your own community.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you can't have a Discord, but that shouldn't be your focus. Your focus needs to be on your page. You know what I mean? It's good to have a Discord. It's good to have it's good to have Discord. But if your page isn't where it needs to be and you're not really putting forth that effort that everyone else is putting, that I'm putting in, that like you're competing against me. You're competing against me, essentially. It's healthy competition. I say it's healthy competition. But if we're playing the same game and my stuff's all squared away, why? Give me a reason why they're going to stay with you over me. You have to be able to look at it that way. It's not the nicest way to look at it, but that's me being realistic. There is a reality to streaming that a lot of you guys don't think about, if that makes sense.
I think it was more of like when I was talking about how like 16.9% of my viewers were from like other communities that I'm involved with versus the rest of them. So I think he's asking like why would it matter if they're coming from like the recommended and stuff like that versus like people coming from other channels.
To me, that doesn't matter. If they come, It doesn't matter if they're, as long as you have people in there, it'll help you.
Yeah.
It'll help your overall recommended. You'll be on, essentially the For You page, whatever it's called for Twitch. I don't remember exactly what it's called off the top of my head, but I mean, you'll be on the recommended streamer. So I mean, the more people you bring in, it doesn't matter where they come from. Who cares? I mean, they're there for you. They're there to support you. And a lot of people in my community, a lot of my guys support HyskiSix. A lot of honestly, how many of my viewers came from me that started watching you? You know what I mean? Like, that's just the reality of it. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not worried about that.
And Breaksall said, so like, what do you recommend the most on setting up pages? I'm still trying to finish mine, but don't know what else I should be doing.
So if you go to my page, emulate, not replicate, emulate what I do. So if you see that I'm putting in all this effort and it looks beautiful, it looks all pretty, and go to Love Kit's page. Look at how Love Kit has her set up. Go to people that actually have their crap together and actually start to emulate what they're doing. Make it your own. So if you're able to figure out how to put a donate button on your page and no panels and no about me and nothing else on there, you can figure out how to sit there and actually put together another thing. There's Canva. Use Canva. If Canva is a free app that you could use that makes your panels, and it's super easy, you can sit there and get that done. And guess what? You have beautiful panels like everybody else.
Yep. Or even look on Etsy. They have cheap options out there as well.
I love Kit.
Love Kit said, I would recommend telling people who you are and what to expect. Have your links and make sure you have a set schedule, everything bit of info that you can, because you can't cook a steak without the grill.
Right. I know Love Kit probably agrees with probably at least 90% of what I'm saying right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love Kit.
Done that, but still got told it's missing stuff, and I don't know what I'd add.
I mean, breaks off. You message me later, and me and you can. I'll go over with the one-on-one, and I'll help you out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just message me later.
And that's how you create a community. You mesh with other communities. Yep, networking. That was one of the things that I was told early too.
Right. I mean, even Love Kit. I mean, I tell Love Kit I don't have a problem if she comes in and tells me about her page or what she's doing for her channel. I actually encourage it because, like I said, that stuff is important. It's okay. I'm not threatened by Love Kit because a lot of my followers followed her and view her as well. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. I mean, like being able to do that and have the community. Me and her don't even stream sometimes at the same time. So I mean, they can view more than one person as well. So I don't have a problem with them going to Love Kit to go watch her for a bit or going to me to go watch me for a bit. To me, that doesn't matter. Again, that's little things that you don't need to worry about.
And Lupke even mentioned about you can chat with her as well. Chop Peanuts, I've had a lot of people on recommended. Yep, I think that's where you came from, Chop.
Yeah, she came from TikTok for me.
Yep.
She came from TikTok, joined Twitch from I got her to join Twitch, and then now she's on everybody's Twitch now.
Well, that's what the recommended is usually people that are mutual followers of somebody else. So because you and I have each other followed.
What's the best way to push events and charity streams? Do an advertisement for it. Advertisement on Facebook. Advertisement on Instagram. Like when me and Love Kit had a huge. I mean, just like Hysky right now, he has 27 people watching him right now. I advertise it on my Facebook. I advertise it on my Instagram. I advertise it on my Twitter. Everyone knew about it a week ahead of time. You know what I mean? Everyone knows about it a week ahead of time. Post a week ahead of time. Post the day of. That's how you should essentially when you're doing big things like that. And here's my thing about charity streams. I don't have a problem with charity streams, but the issue I have with it is I don't have a problem with it, but there is a small issue I have with it. Grow first before you start worrying about stuff like that. Like get to a point where you're able to really make an impact on what you're trying to do and bring in a lot of people on on the charity stream, because no one's going to follow you just because you're doing charity streams. It's really just going to just grow your channel first. Because there was a guy I know, he always gave his donations, like everything he earned, he gave to a diabetes foundation. And what he ended up doing is he was only making he'd make about $100 a month, donate all of it. And he wasn't improving his stream. He wasn't improving his quality. He wasn't improving his camera. He wasn't making improvements on his stream first. I explained to him, I said, hey, you know what? If you're a great content creator, actually you're so awesome with how you do everything. You're very he was so, he's just kind of wild on stream. He did like the whole like light show and fog machines and everything. But the problem is that his camera quality was crap. His mic was crap. Most of the stuff was not very good. If he had just improved those things when he played and improved those things, invested that money into himself, the chances of him improving the following that he had would have been so much higher. He would have been a much bigger streamer than me because of how he presented himself. And he could have easily doubled, quadrupled that money monthly. He could have easily quadrupled all that ahead of time, if he had actually just put that money into himself first and then worry about doing the stream and the charity streams later. Does that make sense? To me, I think that's what you should be working on more, is improving yourself first before you could sit there and start doing charity streams and things like that. Personally, that's just my take on it.
That's what I've been wanting to do, a charity stream, but I've been waiting until I get to the point where it's going to actually be effective.
Correct. And that's what I recommend for everybody. Improve your stream first. Get your computer, Hysky. get your computer first before you start doing charity streams. Get your computer first, and then you can have an even better, give better quality, less delay. You know what I mean? Like you're improving your stream tenfold. More people are going to want to follow you once you make that upgrade. More people are you're going to play different games. You're going to have a variety of games. You're not going to just be able to play PS5 exclusives. It's going to be 100% like you have access to everything now. You know what I mean? Like why are you going to make things more harder on yourself?
Yep.
It's pointless.
And the amount of stuff that I'll be able to add, because right now I'm like I'm at max of what I'm able to add for like add-ons and stuff for my stream. Where if I have when I get that PC upgrade, then I'll be able to do like voice mods. I can do a soundboard. I can do different overlays and stuff that won't be draining my computer whenever it's redeemed.
But that's why, I mean, again, if you did multiple charity streams this month, you probably wouldn't have reached the goal you needed to get the actual PC that you need. I mean, like, you know, I was able to pay off my PC within the first 5 months I started streaming because I put all that money into like straight up just trying to get, oh my goodness, PC build stream coming for 6. Yeah, right, dude. I heard about your your stream on your PC build.
Chopped had asked what a charity stream is.
Oh, I think someone answered her. A charity stream is basically like an organization reaches out to you, and basically all your proceeds will go to that foundation. I've done them before. I just recommend that you do them after you've accomplished what you need to accomplish first.
So I was pushing my last event for about a month. Pushed TikTok, Instagram, Discord, and posted a couple times through the week. And still one of my lowest events.
I'd have to look at your stuff. I'd have to see what you're doing wrong. I'd have to see your energy. I'd have to see who you're playing with. I literally, when I say I go over everything, Breaksaw, I will literally go over everything. If I notice, I'll sneak onto your channel and I'll say hi to you. And if you don't respond to me in 10 seconds, I'll message you privately and be like, it's been like 20 seconds, bro, and you still haven't said anything. You know what I mean? I've done that to everybody, by the way. I actually will test you randomly and see if you actually are keeping up with what I'm telling you to do. Because again, your gameplay is not that important. You are not going to be better than most people on Modern Warfare. Who cares if you lose, or who cares if you do well on there? You know, your chat is more important than your gameplay. That's just something you need to realize. That is 100% like how I feel about it.
Well, it's like this morning when we were playing Dead by Daylight. Before you got in there, like someone, so in my channel we have the Cupid Shuffle. If someone does the song for Cupid Shuffle, I have to dance to it. And it came on right as we were loading into a Dead by Daylight match. I ran to the sidewall and I stood there. I didn't care if I died or not. I started doing the Cupid Shuffle right in the middle of a match. Because that's priority is chat. Could I have died from Chucky? Yeah, but somehow I still didn't get attacked the entire time I was standing there, so it ended up working out. But chat always has to come first.
Yeah, and honestly, Breaks, I'd have to see what you're doing and what you can improve on. And again, I'm never gonna really tell you anything that's gonna be like to hurt your feelings. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If I think that there's something that you're doing that's inadequate, I'm just gonna let you know. Now you could change it. You don't have to change it. But I mean, like, there's guys that I've met that have been streaming for 7 years and have 200 followers. You know what I mean? I've only been doing this for a year and a half. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm at 2,700, I think, something like that. So I mean, it's like I met a guy the other, like, I don't want to say name, but like I met like 2 people that have been streaming for like 5 to 7 years, and they're like 200 or 300 followers deep, and they're still trying to stream. And then when I offered help, if I offered help, you know, they're like, no, I don't need anybody's help. It's just, you know, and then they say that it's only luck. You're only doing well because of luck. No, it's because the effort I put into it.
And your community's gonna see that. And everybody sees everything that you do in the background, and that's one. Even if you're not able to go live and you are working, you're still posting and keeping everybody up to date with everything you're doing. Yeah,
I take pictures. I send pictures. When I was gone for 3 weeks, I sent pictures. I said hi to everybody every day. You know, even though I'm working 13 hours a day while I'm gone in Vegas, you know, I'm still messaging. I'm still posting pictures on Instagram. You know, and I'm keeping up doing, you know, having one-on-ones with people while I'm in while I'm in Vegas, going over their stream with them. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing all that and still maintaining my community, even though I'm busy.
Yep.
I'm busy.
That's like the was it last week when we were talking about the interview, and I'm like, hey, you free? And you're like, yeah. And gave you a call, and you're. I'm like, what are you up to? And you're like, I'm working right now. And
Yep.
you even said you're like, oh, they need me to go do something, but I told them that they have to wait because I'm on the phone with you.
Yep.
Like
So
he puts his community above everything. What cams do y'all have? Cause I got a good one, and even did filters and stuff, and doesn't seem as clear.
well, Breaksaw, dude. I mean, I have a camera that's built more for my stream. Mine follows me. I don't think it's necessary for you to have to do that because I show everybody the background. You know, I have it follow me around everywhere. It uses the AI technology to sit there and show off, you know, all the things I have back here. So, I mean, I don't think that you need that per se. But I'm sure I can get you a few recommendations to sit there and get something to work towards, if that makes sense.
And I know, like mine, I think Love has the same one I do. This one's the Elgato face cam.
That one's a good one to use.
Yeah, it's very clear. You can go through.
Emotional damage.
It took like a quarter of the time Millie's did.
We're not going to talk about that. But outside of that, does anybody else have any questions? Again, I know I hit you guys up with a lot of information because obviously it's not easy to do all this stuff. But definitely if you guys need any help with anything, please let me know. I mean, I'd rather give you guys this information ahead of time so that way you're not doing things that you don't necessarily need to do. Like again, when you have less than 100 followers worrying about a Discord, you know what I mean? Like you need to worry about your page. You need to worry about those minimal things first before you worry about something that's a lot more technical. You know what I mean? Like you need to worry about your chat more. You need to worry about all the other stuff before you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like your Discord can wait. If your page is all jacked up, your Discord's the last thing you should be even worrying about right now.
And I like Love Kit's suggestion. Watch your VODs, and if it bores you, it bores others.
That's true. I laugh at myself all the time, and I think I have some pretty good clips, especially like the stuff I do with, you know, whenever I'm dying all the time with Saxy, Akari, or whoever I'm playing with. You know what I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I literally even wore blonde hair for Lipsy. You know what I mean, I literally had literally used wax and made my hair literally blonde. It looked ugly. And I mean, again, it looked terrible, but it's still, you know, I do things like that. Yeah, but the thing is, like, that's what I'm willing to do for everybody else and make them enjoy, you know, my stream. I mean, it's silly, but I mean, that's what I'm willing to do.
Yep. That's what, like, my last goal was a schoolgirl cosplay. Yes, I've dressed up as a schoolgirl and a female, but that's...
You'd enjoy that a little too much, I see.
No, me having to dress up in women's clothing, not my forte.
He's like $20 and I'll dress up as this high school girl.
No, I mean it's something that like people come in and they be like, hey, what's this goal? Like it's something that they're gonna be like, okay, I want to see that. Like when I did my very first goal I ever did was going to Walmart and like doing one of those guys where they have like an earbud in their ear and they tell everybody what to do. And so I had somebody on a phone call reading chat for me, and they'd be like, hey, they want you to ask for this. I'd go around to associates and ask them, hey, do you have this? Like I asked for adult diapers, and I said, which ones do you think will fit me better, the male or the female? Like, and people loved it. Just stuff like that. What does your community want you to see? Let's see. I'd rather hear everything to improve. I'll ask for help to improve. If I don't listen, it's pointless to ask. Exactly.
No, I agree. Hey, Breaksaw, dude, I got you, man. Like I said, just schedule a one-on-one with me, dude, and I'll help you out, dude. Don't worry about it, man. I got you, dude. If you really want the help and you're gonna listen, because when I gave Hysky all that information, dude, he did every single thing I told him to do, every single thing, and didn't complain about it. Just got it done. Like I said, 80% of the people I give this advice to literally don't do it, and like only like 10 to 20% do. And that's just the reality of it. They'd want to sit there and say, I don't want to have an Instagram. I was like, well, okay, you're making things harder on yourself.
When the way I look at it is there's criticism, and you can take things as criticism, or you can take it as constructive criticism. And everything that you guys give me advice for, I take as constructive criticism and I use it.
Dude, I mean, just hit me up and I'll schedule something with you guys. I schedule things at random times, but a lot of times I'll ask you if you're available, and I'll be like, hey, are you available this day? And I try to, and a lot of times I could do it during while I'm at work. Sometimes just if I'm on a break or something like that, I'll try to see if you guys are available for on my break, and I'll do that too as well.
I hate to sound my own voice, so it's hard to watch myself, but I do go through to see how it
Okay.
looks and sounds.
Dude, Dev, I'll hit you up for sure, man. We'll talk. We'll get something scheduled because I know I think he's in Australia. We'll
Yeah.
figure some out, man, and I'll schedule something with you. Even if it's that while I'm at work, we'll figure some out. Same with you, Breaksaw. I got you. I got both of you guys.
And that was something I noticed. I went back and watched one of my VODs. When I first started, I would chew on the side of my tongue. So it looked like I was sitting there.
Yeah,
and
I bite my lip.
Yep.
I bite my lip. I have that. That's my little thing that I do. That I bite my lip a lot. I don't. And that's a bad habit I have. Is just like because like my lips get chapped really easy, so I start to like just bite my lips the whole time. It's really, 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 really annoying.
I started actually biting my lip because I was.
I do it now. Like I don't even realize I'm doing it. Yeah.
I did that actually because I was watching your. When I first started watching, like my tongue was like rolling in my mouth. My mouth was open. I'm chewing on the side of my tongue. My tongue just going like this back and forth. And I'm like, what can I do to stop that? And I was like, watching your stream the one night, and I'm like, just trying to figure out like what else I can do. And I'm watching other people, and I pulled your stream up, and you're sitting there biting your lip.
Yeah.
So that I started biting my lip, and now I don't roll my tongue and stuff anymore in my mouth while I'm streaming. You'll see me bite my lip, like I'll be like, but I'm not sitting there rolling my tongue back and forth like it's a circus act. I like having a posted schedule for every single platform.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way of doing things. I have a general schedule, and everybody knows I try to stick to the general schedule. But I mean, my job kind of doesn't really allow me to have a normal schedule like everybody else. You know, I don't work a regular 9 to 5. So I mean, I just kind of give you guys an idea of what time I'm going to be on, and I get on there and whenever I can. Oh my gosh. Probably because I get nervous. Maybe it's like a nervous thing. I don't know.
I think everybody has like their a Twitch. Like somebody, like everybody has something. Like if I had you know how some people have the camera on their hands so they can watch the controller and stuff. People would go nuts watching my hands because when I'm sitting there, like especially on loading screens, my hands going like this. Like on my controller, I'll be sitting there like flipping my fingers back and forth on my controller because it's one of my twitches for my ADHD. That's why my hands are never in camera because my hands are always moving or flicking or something.
Oh my goodness. What is it, Lizzie?
This is twice now today that she's been, or no, it was yesterday and now
What
today.
is a stream?
Yep, pick me.
What is a stream?
Yeah. What do you recommend for mixing up games when you try to get more variety?
High viewership, less people streaming. Or brand new game, be the first person to play it. So you really want to get ahead, like, and mind you, it ends up costing a lot of money. So obviously do it within your means, but you want to be the first person to play the very first game that comes out. Like Avatar is coming out on the 7th. The day before is coming out on the 7th. Warzone's coming out on the 6th. Be the first person to be on that Warzone game the second it releases. You'll get so many more followers. You'll get so many more views. Those people will come back. It's going to be something you can easily do to get people there.
And
honestly, Love Kit, it really just depends on the game. And really, if you're well, maybe we should talk about that, Love Kit. Maybe we can set up a meeting and we'll talk about that because I have a method to my madness, and we can. Yes, I am Dev. Of course, I'm always ready. Okay, you can message him. we can go over that, Love Kit, if you want. What would be your favorite part about streaming? What would be my favorite part about streaming? I mean, I actually really like collabing with other people. I think that's a lot of fun because you don't know what you're going to get when you're playing with Love Kit. You don't know what you're going to get when you're playing with Lipsy. You don't know what you're going to get when you're playing with HyskiSix. Wow. So it creates a lot of good interactions. Like when I'm playing with Saxy and Akari, I didn't know if I was going to have, you don't know if you're going to have fun with them. It ends up happening. There's natural things that happen when you're playing with them. And I love having natural situations that happen and they end up being really good. really good like VODs and things like that. I like those things. Thank you, Dev Hitman. I appreciate that. You talking about me or you talking about Husky?
Oh, it's definitely you.
I don't go blind. You didn't know I knew all this stuff, did you, Dev? Oh man, the horror games I have a hard time with. I struggle with the horror. I like playing them, but I don't like I don't like when things crawl at me. So I can handle just about anything when it comes to like the scary stuff. I don't like when things crawl at me. Something about that, like when the Grudge, like when like she's like at one point she's like twitching all over the place, but she's crawling at them. That gives me like a weird feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like it is not something I enjoy at all.
Or if it's a white blob figure, you were freaking out about that.
Which one?
What was that one game you were playing where like it's the tactical one and you're going through like this bunker in the one room there's a white dude and if you looked away then he would follow you?
Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. They just, oh man, that was, oh yeah. I didn't like that one at all. That one, oh man, what game was that?
We were dying watching you. You're like, don't. You're like, look at him. And then you ran away. It's like
I didn't like that one. I didn't like being around that thing. That thing, man. That game tripped me up though a little bit. I didn't like that. I didn't like that guy. That thing, like, if you look away from him, he just like appeared right next to you. I don't like that. That is a. That's too much for me. It's too much. Oh, what's the amazing news, Love Kit? He's in a main door watcher in horror games. Only when I'm playing oh my gosh, Demonologist.
Oh, then you asked chat how to play. I'm trying to collab more with people now. Actually working on one for the 10th. And something that
Okay, Love Kit.
Millie gave me advice was the interviews. Find somebody that would interview you or start doing interviews. That's why I told Millie I was going to start doing interviews this month, was to start getting more into that aspect of it. I'm also looking at going into like doing some podcasts and things like that. So doing the interviews will help with the podcast. To know how to be a team player.
That's Rob. How's it going, Rob? I'm a team player. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm actually one of the best Dead by Daylight players in the world. So these are just facts that you guys need to just accept. Accept it. Accept it, Saxy.
Best died first.
Rob, literally the best. My score doesn't really reflect it, but it is there.
Some months I make some I don't make any.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I hook on Dead by Daylight the killer. That's how good I am. I'm all about that. We'll schedule something. Oh my gosh, no, Love Kit, you would love. I am like the best team player. Ask Rob. Don't ask her. Don't ask her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I would not drive you insane. That's not true.
He gets out because the killer has pity on him. The killer had pity on him this morning.
That's not true. I wiggled my way out and crawled to the entrance or to the exit. That's how great I was.
3 on the hook, Millie working in the corner on a gin.
Don't make you find a clip early. Well, I forgot we played this morning.
Yep. Yeah. Love Kate, you missed it. We were playing DVD this morning. I got yelled at because I didn't have a single hit on me, or a single hook on me yet, and somebody that had 2 hooks already got hit.
We got it a couple times. I feel like I was being a pretty good team player when we played this morning.
Yeah, we did well.
I wasn't doing bad this morning.
Yeah, he was taking me off the hook this morning. Whenever I actually got hooked. Now the other way around, there was quite a few times Millie had to get pulled off of a hook. We're just sneaky. That's what it is. Like, we can't help it that we're sneaky and don't get caught.
Heyo.
He
stopped you from being a hooker. Yeah. See, I can be a team player. All these haters, bro. All these haters. Everybody's a bunch of haters. Everybody's hating on me right now.
He wasn't streaming. Roast Millie session.
I know. Geez, this ain't a roast. This is an interview, guys. Come on.
Is there any other questions that people have for Millie? It could be streaming, your channel, outside of streaming. If you have any questions about his life outside of streaming? Because I mean, one of the things that I ended up finding out about you later on, it was because of a Discord call. I did not know that you were part Mexican.
Yeah.
Yep, that was one thing that caught me off guard.
That's like such a random thing to say.
That was the one thing that
Like, I thought you were white like I am.
I mean, you look it.
I'm so disappointed.
One kid said, "What? Yeah, he's actually Mexican blood." You say interview, we say
yeah,
roast session.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was so disappointed that he was Mexican.
No, I just did not know it. You can't see.
I'm
that.
half Mexican, first of all.
Mexican I've ever seen, yes. No, he told me the whole backstory and everything of his Mexican side and all of that. I had no idea. I love Taco
Oh my gosh. Oh man, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy.
Because you're only what, third generation in the United States?
Yeah, third generation. Is that it? Is that it? Is that all we're doing? Are we ending this? Yeah. So guys, just so you know, Hysky was so disappointed when he found out that I was half Mexican.
No.
Let that be the record. Let's set the record straight.
No, it gave me. It went from being friends with Millie to having a crush on him. I mean, them mixed bloods, you never know.
Yes, I can actually. I can.
Call Kyle.
I do it actually all the time. I feel like I have I posted? Do I post it? I might have posted sometimes.
Is that why you were short?
Is that why you're short? That's short?
You're only what, an inch taller than me?
I'm only 5'9".
Yeah, you're an inch taller.
Not that
than I am.
short. Imagine. I know.
She's on a call with Kyle and chatting, and all she hears is Mexican.
Can you marry Chachi?
The only thing I've seen that they want to see is just a 1v1.
No, I retired as champion.
Retired, but yet you're still back on COD. So
No. What happened was, someone challenged me. I came out of retirement to play that person.
Are you gonna rematch that sober person?
I won.
Sober?
I won. Therefore, I retire and go back into retirement. That's how it works.
No. Are you gonna rematch that person sober?
That doesn't matter. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I hadn't played in months.
I was half a ball of Mad Dog in when we did that.
How long you or since that's been out? How many times have you played COD since it's been out?
Since it's been out, I could probably count on one hand.
I barely play that game.
Yep.
Now unretired face me. Oh my god! Now everybody wants me to play them. Everyone. Oh my goodness! You guys are crazy. Oh my goodness! You had a 1v1 million on COD redeem.
Yep.
Oh my, you're so dumb, bro. Oh my gosh, playing Dummy Grim. That's so funny. I love that. I love that emote. I love that one. Dude, I had a pleasure, man. This was a good. This was a good time, dude. I got to laugh. It's the fun time. Does anybody else have any questions though? That way, no, seriously though. Does anybody have any questions? No. We're all good. But outside of that, man, you know, I had a. It was great, man. I had a lot of fun, dude. There was a lot of laughs. You guys are all crazy. You guys are a bunch of haters. You guys are a bunch of haters. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
I mean,
and my DBD skills are top of the line. I don't care what any of you say. Top of the line.
So does that
top
mean
of the
you're going
line.
to the test
I
tonight?
survived Chucky, and 99% of you haven't. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
I did earlier.
I survived Chucky, and you guys didn't. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I don't know. And like, Taxi's been dying like the first 5 minutes of every game that I played with her in the last like 3 weeks. I don't know what she's even talking trash for.
I mean, we did a poll and
You didn't drop me off the gate. I wiggled away. You just didn't see that part.
I'm in your corner. She said,
You're
"Prove it."
too busy looking at your dumb hamster.
I'm not
Rob,
good.
I like how Rob comes in and says something about it because he was with me when it happened. He played the Millie edition.
He has to go
Platinum edition. Platinum edition, Rob. Platinum edition.
That's actually so. Shuri is. I've been friends with him since. Oh shit! 8th, 9th grade. He comes up to my shoulder, but when he comes in to tackle you in backyard football, he goes for your knees and he will flip you over on your ass.
Cookie, I don't even have Apex.
Why not?
Because I don't like that game.
You just haven't learned it.
Because it needs to be Titanfall. I don't like this branch off of Titanfall that's like not Titanfall. Doesn't make any sense. Talk about my height again.
Talk about my. Hey, he plays like he is 6'5". Like he does not care. He'll take anybody on, and he will level them.
Joe just said you short. Follow. Oh my god.
I said Shorty. That is his nickname.
Hey, I again, guys, have a good night. Hit me up if you guys need help with streamer crap, and if you guys want to play too as well, because we got to do community night because I've been traveling so much. We got to do community night too, so we'll vote on what games to play on Discord. We will vote on games to play. And if you guys have any suggestions for games for me to play as well, let me know and put them in the game suggestion spot in Discord. So there's a lot of upcoming games that are playing, so it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited to do that, and we'll see how it goes. All right,
we're doing
guys.
the interview. Before you go, one more thing. Which one would you like me to do? Yeah, Harry Potter, the Plain Jane, and the Spicy.
Spicy.
The Spicy? With my luck, I might end up getting that Carolina Reaper one. I got the Carolina... I did 3 shots of hot sauce and did a Carolina Reaper in the same night. I got 2 Carolina Reapers back-to-back after.
Jalapeno or something.
Wait, hold up. The orange one. That is habanero. It's the second hottest one in the box. My bad, Six. I just got... Why is that habanero spicy? I can eat a habanero pepper. It's not this hot. Let's actually make Miles water. He's gonna cry over a bean.
Crying over beans.
That's that's actually a little spicy. Oh. Oh. Hey, I don't have tears down my face yet, so. All right, yeah. Let me know. Message me if you want to run anything. Probably. I'll probably hop on DBD to start.
Okay.
So.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Guys, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in about an hour and a half or so. All right. Later, guys.
Pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
Let's go. If I know what I want, then I know what I get. If I go, they can win, cause they know I get lit. I'm a pro, not a myth, and my flow got some wit. Never slow, drink a fit. I get hype, I get lit. If I go, I get lit.